and you're listening to a Faster PC live technical support. We are getting the live streams going right now. They are rolling out, and in addition to that, we also are working on getting, I'm actually on the phone right now with WPSL Studios, but trying to get the connection over there through Skype. And that way they'll have that information. And I think we're almost there. They had a little bit of technical difficulties there. But anyway, we're here to answer your questions. We're here to help you resolve your computer technical streaming problems, your cybersecurity questions. So give us a call, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. You can also head over to the live videos that are going on right now over on Facebook or YouTube. You can type your questions into the comment section, and we'll answer those on the air as well. So we will be today giving you an update on Alice Family Farms and the destruction that they had. You may have recalled, if you've watched some of our videos, that their building was actually destroyed. Large portions of their building was destroyed from the hurricane. The metal beams just totally bent. We've shown pictures of that in a previous video. You can go to our YouTube channel and watch that. Also, but they're making progress, significant progress. It's really exciting to see all the progress that they are making. In addition to that, we will be going over some big changes that Google rolled out this past week to Google Chrome, and with Manifest 3, and what that all means, what that means for some of the protection plugins that we have been installing in the past to help protect our customers' computers, and we've been recommending these. So we'll be going over that and talking about that. We'll also be talking about how you can actually stream certain content out there so that you can see how to do this. And of course, one of the things, you are really the ones that dictate what we have on this show. So we have some topics that we have planned, and we will be going over some of the latest cybersecurity threats as well. So we have some topics that we have planned, but if your question takes us in a different direction, then we can actually go through that different, we can go toward that different direction. It's okay. You can take us in a different direction if your question takes us in a different direction. And we also will be going over how to buy a new computer, because I know in just a few weeks we'll have actually Thanksgiving, and right after Thanksgiving, people will be going out shopping for new computers. And you know what? I know from experience that some of you will buy a computer that is slower than the one you already have. And we actually did a previous session, and of course we've done these in the past as well. But we have done a previous session on how to buy a new computer, and we'll be rolling that out to its own video. And that was, we covered looking at the CPU and making sure that the CPU is actually as fast or faster. You don't want one that's as fast. You don't want to buy a new computer that's as fast as the one you already have. I mean, unless there's something else wrong with it, just keep the one you already have. And you certainly don't want to buy one that's slower than the one you already have. So we'll be talking about that and going over that for you. So one of the things that we did want to just go over is to give you an update on Alice Family Farms. So the last update we gave you was that they actually did come into our office. They came into our office a week ago Friday, brought a printer here, and actually printed shipping labels, and they shipped out their first shipment of fruit. So that was really cool. And but something that's happening this week, actually on Tuesday. Of course, Tuesday is election day. But in addition to election day on Tuesday, in addition to Tuesday being election day, it's also the day that Alice Family Farms is reopening their grill, where you can get their sandwiches. You can get their sandwiches. You can also get various other items that they make. They make shakes and other things. I think initially they might have a limited menu because they're going to be getting and restocking. They really don't even have a walk-in cooler anymore. Their walk-in cooler is gone. It actually was moved about 30 feet from the tornadoes, but yeah. So this is something that definitely we'll be able to actually go over this and show you in what we have done this past week is we actually took their Comcast modem that was in the grill and the computers that were in the grill, and we took them back to the grill and we set up a new router that's capable of connecting to the VPN that we have at our office in the store here, or to their office Comcast, which is actually in our store, and it is located right here at a Faster PC. And so those computers will be able to function down there, and they'll also be able to connect to their office computers and to their server. So this is what we're working on getting set up for them. They will be open for business on Tuesday. If you're out there and out and about, or you just want to head that way to show them some love and some support, you can actually do that, and we would encourage you to do that so that they can you can show them some love as they reopen their grill. Again, that'll be this Tuesday. And some of the technology that's going on here, we actually have several of their employees set up to remote into their computers, the same computers they were using before. And some of them already had remote access. And so for those that already had remote access, well, they're accessing the same way they were before. But several of them did not have remote access previously. So we've set up remote access for them. And their computers are in our office. Some of them didn't have a computer at their house. So we've built or set up computers that they can use temporarily as they need it, and they're actually using those in their home, and they're actually connecting back into the system here, to their system here in our office. And really, they're able to take orders, they're able to answer phones. They're able to answer phones because they have voice over IP phone service. So with voice over IP phone service, you can literally take your phone anywhere in the world, connect it to the internet, and you can talk on the computer. You also, in addition to that, can actually take your phone. You can use your phone on your computer itself. So this is another thing that you can do, and you can use that computer, your phone on the computer itself, or in addition, you can go ahead and take that phone, and actually there's an app on your smartphone that you can use and make phone calls and receive phone calls that way as well. So this is a really cool way of doing things, and it's really a neat way that we've been able to help them be able to continue to function. And I can tell you that they're doing that. The contractors are making tremendous work and tremendous progress on their job and on their building. And the barn is actually where they typically have done their packing, is actually they're actually making tremendous progress in that, and this is something that we're excited about. And again, the grill will be opening Tuesday, and their computers that are in Northwest Fort Pierce, over there at Kings Highway, just north of Orange Avenue, they will actually be there, and they'll be open. Those computers will be open, and they will be ready to actually work on those computers and work from those computers to actually resolve, and take the orders. And their other, what'll actually happen is they'll be able actually to work on that. And Cliff, I have Skype and Zoom up right now, so whichever one you can get into, if you can get into any of them, we can get you connected. For those that are listening on the live stream, WPSL is having some technical difficulties with getting our connection to them via Skype or Zoom up. So we're actually in a commercial break right now, and we'll be coming back from that. And because I'm actually on the phone, and I think, you know what? I think I just saw a connection coming in from WPSL, so we might be able to get over and get the audio streaming back through into the live stream. So, all right, there we go.
A Faster PC is conveniently located at 7190 South US 1 next to the new Dollar General in Port St. Lucie, and on the web at www.afasterpc.com. That's www.afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. Again, that's 772-878-5978.
All right, you hear me?
In times like these,
good.
When you have computer problems,
you need a faster PC.
This is Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC Radio, where we answer your computer questions for free every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. But it gets even better than that.
Now, wait a minute. How could it possibly get any better than that?
Yes, Cliff. A Faster PC has technicians standing by every Saturday ready to work on your computer.
Wait a minute. Technicians standing by on a Saturday?
Well, Cliff, A Faster PC has technicians standing by Monday through Friday for standard and emergency service, both in-shop and on-site. That means you can bring your computer to A Faster PC, or A Faster PC can come to you. And if you need computer service in a hurry, we offer emergency service both in-shop and on-site. We can handle anything from software installs, viruses, spyware, to multi-site VPN networking. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Welcome back to A Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio. This is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now. You can head over there. Just go to www.afasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to A Faster PC Radio. That'll take you to our Facebook page. Or you can go to Facebook, search for A Faster PC. You'll find our page. We have between 22 and 23,000 likes. You'll be able to actually get over there, scroll down on the page a little bit. You'll see the live video, and you can type your question into the comment section. Now, your question doesn't have to be on what we've been talking about. It can be on any topic as long as it's computer related. So head over there and you can be on the show, or just give us a call, 772-340-1590. We did also want to remind you that we have technicians standing by ready to resolve computer problems. Our number in the shop is 772-878-5978, and we are located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie. Again, the number is 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer, streaming, technical, and cybersecurity questions. You're listening to A Faster PC live technical support, and we are here ready to answer your questions. One of the things that we have talked about is how you can make sure And we do want to talk about this today to continue this because, again, I know a lot of you will be buying new computers. And I know from experience that some of you will buy computers that are slower than the ones you already have. How do I know this? Because we've seen people do it. We've seen customers do it. They've called us up, hey, come set this new computer up. We come to their location and it takes hours. And they're saying, why is this computer so slow? Why is it taking so long? And they actually use the computer and they say, why is this computer so slow? Well, it's because you bought a slow computer. You know, if you buy a computer that some of the components are fast enough, but not all of them are fast enough. Well, you know, what you can do is there's certain components that can be upgraded, but there are other components that you cannot upgrade and you're stuck with them and you just have a slow computer because you bought a slow computer. So what we actually did a previous session, I think we did it 2 weeks ago, where we talked about how you can make sure that you buy a computer that is faster than the computer you already have and more capable. And we actually focused on the CPU. So you can actually watch that. We'll actually roll that out to a separate video on YouTube as well. So one of the things that you do want to do, and what we talked about there was the CPU, but you also want to check out the RAM. Now, for RAM, what we're talking about with RAM, and there's a lot of terms in computers, and not everyone knows what the terms are. So I understand this, so we'll actually describe to you and tell you what these terms mean, and we'll also give you a little bit of a demonstration of what these terms mean. I'll switch over to a full screen and show you part of that. So what we're looking at when we're talking about RAM, this is random access memory. So there's two types of memory on the computer. There's your permanent memory, which is on your hard drive, or if you have an SSD drive, it's on your SSD drive. But the other type of memory is RAM, and there's also cache, which is typically on the processor, and the processor does all the mathematical calculations on the computer. And really, you know, last week's show the amount of cache you have and the speed of the processor and the capabilities of the processor, how many cores it has and all of that determines that part of it. But what we're focusing on today is RAM, random access memory. So when you turn your computer on, everything that is in your computer, let's say it's your operating system, you know, maybe you're using Windows 11 or Windows 10. Some of you I know are using still Windows 8 or Windows 7, which is not supported by Microsoft anymore. And that means you're not getting the Windows updates. And also many of the browsers are stopping supporting those operating systems as well. We can, by the way, still update Windows 7 and Windows 8 computers to Windows 10. And you need to do that so that you can have the protection that your computer needs. It's very important that you have that you can get those Windows updates and that you can also update your browser. Without the updates, you are a sitting duck. You don't want to be operating without those updates. But if you're getting a new computer today, you're going to get Windows 11. That's, you know, especially if you get one off the shelf. We could still build you one with Windows 10, although Microsoft's going to support Windows 10 for less than a year. So might as well go to Windows 11. Well, you know, with Windows 11, you know, it's a little bit different, but you know, Windows 10 and Windows 11. What happens when you load your computer, when you boot your computer, the operating system is going to load from your drive, again, whether it's a hard drive or an SSD drive, it's going to load and it's going to pull that up, or a portion of that, up into RAM. RAM is your random access memory. Any programs that you run on your computer are pulled up into RAM, at least a portion of those programs. There are multiple programs that are loaded when you first turn your computer on. I'll switch over to a full screen to actually show you what some of these are. Now, You may not have as many as I do. I have a lot of cybersecurity programs that are running and some other programs that maybe you don't have. But typically in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, you're going to have various icons. And some of these are associated with programs. Like you see OneDrive. In fact, I just realized this. One of the things I like to do with OneDrive when I'm doing this show is I like to actually pause OneDrive because it can use up not only bandwidth but also CPU utilization. It can use up some CPU, so I'll just pause that. But you see OneDrive is working on my computer and it's uploading. You see I also have OneNote, which is a note-taking software. I have the streaming software down here. Of course, that doesn't load at startup on my computer, but I am running it right now, so it is there. I have the Sound Blaster Play, which is I use for this streaming show and all recording. I have OpenVPN Connect. You may have a VPN software. I have the Microsoft Security that loads. I do have Samsung Magician because I have a Samsung SSD drive. You may or may not have that. Probably if you have a new computer and you haven't upgraded your drive, you probably won't have that because Samsung, if your computer came with a Samsung drive, it's not a retail drive, and the corporate drives are not supported. So typically this drive, even if you get a Samsung from a new computer, you're typically not going to have that software running. I do have the Adobe Suite running. I have Skype. I'm actually connected right now, and you may have Skype actually loading at startup. You may have Zoom loading at startup. You may have Teams loading at startup. These are software that's used for video conferencing and messaging. I have iCloud, also Vantage Toolbar. I have Faster PC's Zero Trust Application Control, and I have Malwarebytes Threat Down Endpoint Detect and Respond running. So I have a lot running right at startup. You probably don't have this much running, but you're going to have some things running right at startup. Those are going to be pulled up into RAM on your computer. In addition to that, you're also going to have additional software when you open up, let's say, a web browser. A web browser is a Google Chrome, Firefox, Edge. When you open up one of those programs, it's going to load into RAM, at least a portion of that. Any web page that you open up, at least a portion of that is going to load into RAM. When you go and you are going to a various website, again, that's going to load into RAM. But if you open up, let's say, Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel or Quicken or QuickBooks, well, a portion of that program is going to load into RAM. So it's what's being used right now. And it's important to have enough RAM. Now, how much is enough RAM? Well, and there was a day where 2 gigabytes was enough. In fact, there was a day where 1 gigabyte was enough. In the old days, in fact, we have a banner. We still own this banner. We used to have it out front that said 8 megabytes of RAM free with any new computer. And when we first opened up in this plaza, 8 megabytes was a lot of RAM. And 16 megabytes was even more. And if you had 32 megabytes, well, you really had a lot of RAM. Well, today RAM is measured in gigabytes, and there's 1,000 megabytes in a gigabyte. And typically today, what we're seeing with most computers, a few years ago we were saying you want to have at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. But what we're seeing with a lot of computers that are running 8 gigabytes of RAM, we're seeing that they are regularly using up 80 to 90 to 95% of their available memory. And what we're also seeing is that Windows and the programs that you're running at startup will actually use up about half of the RAM that you have. Really, almost regardless of how much RAM you have. So if you have 4 gigabytes, they'll use up at least 2 gigabytes right off the bat. If you have 8 gigabytes, at least 4 of that will be used up right off the bat. If you have 16 gigabytes, there's a good chance that when you turn your computer on and all the programs load, that about 8 gigabytes of that is going to be used. Now, when you get up to 32 gigabytes and more, sometimes, you're going to have a little bit more a little bit higher percentage of that free. I'll actually show you how you can actually tell how much RAM your current computer has. I'll switch over to a full screen. So there's a few ways that you can do this, but one of the easiest and one way that actually shows you a lot of detail is actually the Task Manager. And you can do this, you can open up the Task Manager by holding down the Control and the Shift key and then pressing Escape. So you can do that right on the left-hand side of the screen. And what that'll do is it'll launch the Task Manager. So you see here the Task Manager running. And the default process, or the default view, is the Processes view. And in Windows 11, there's various items that roll down the left-hand side in a menu. In Windows 10, those go across the top from left to right in tabs. But you can actually see the percentage of your RAM that's being used. Now, I have a lot of programs open. I'm streaming this show, and I'm using up some RAM, but I actually have I have 40 gigabytes of RAM. 4 gigabytes of that is used by my video. So most laptops have video built into the motherboard. So the video is going to use a portion of your RAM or your system memory. Now, if I only had 8 gigabytes of RAM, it probably would use maybe 1 gigabyte of my RAM. But I have 40, so it uses 3, and I actually have 36 available, and you see almost half of that is being used, although I do have multiple programs that are open right now. Now, if you go over to the Performance tab on the left in Windows 11, on the top in Windows 10, you can actually look at the CPU, which we looked at last time, but also the memory. So here's the memory. It'll tell you the total amount of RAM that you have. It'll tell you actually you see I have 40 gigabytes of RAM. It shows up, and you see that 16.6 gigabytes of this is in use, and 19 gigabytes is available. Again, 4 gigabytes of my RAM is being used for video, and so this is what we're actually looking at with the amount of RAM. So if you look at computers today, the lower end computers are going to have 8 gigabytes of RAM, most of them. And 8 gigabytes of RAM, again, it used to be enough, and certainly you can get by with 8 gigabytes of RAM. If you're not doing very much and you're, let's say, browsing the web one tab at a time, I wouldn't want to have a whole bunch of tabs open with 8 gigabytes of RAM. Let me switch over and I'll just show you what tabs are. So if we go over here to, let me just load up Chrome, because we're going to actually demo Chrome in a little bit. In the next segment, we'll talk about Manifest 3 and how that's affecting some of the security plugins and the plugins that block ads, which can be malicious. So anyway, but what you have is, you see I have multiple tabs open in Google Chrome, and I can click the plus sign to open up a new tab. So really, you don't want to do that if you only have 8 gigabytes, or at least if you do, you only want to do it with a few tabs. You don't want to do it with a whole bunch of tabs, because the more tabs you have open, the more RAM you're going to use. We would recommend 12 or 16 for most users. If you're a really power user, you're doing a lot with video, a lot with audio. I'm a power user. I need more, and I actually have, again, 40 gigabytes. My motherboard has actually 8 gigabytes soldered onto the board, and I have a 32 gigabyte module added on, which gives me a total of 40. And so, but I would recommend, if you're looking for a new computer, that you're looking for 16 gigabytes. You could get by with 12, but you definitely, you might be able to skate by with 8, definitely nothing less, but with 8, very likely you're going to be running out on a regular basis.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio, heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for the final segment of today's show. Listen, if you want to get your computer questions answered and you haven't called in, now's your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up. 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. You can also head over to our Facebook page, and you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now, or give us a call, 772-340-1590, so we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC. This is Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC Radio, where we answer your computer questions for free every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. But it gets even better than that.
Now, wait a minute. How could it possibly get any better than that?
Yes, Cliff. A Faster PC has technicians standing by every Saturday ready to work on your computer.
Wait a minute. Technicians standing by on a Saturday?
Well, Cliff, A Faster PC has technicians standing by Monday through Friday for standard and emergency service, both in-shop and on-site. That means you can bring your computer to A Faster PC, or A Faster PC can come to you. And if you need computer service in a hurry, we offer emergency service both in-shop and on-site. We can handle anything from software installs, viruses, spyware, to multi-site VPN networking. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
From the founding of our company, A Faster PC has provided our customers with quality service and computer products at competitive prices. We find that in the current economy, this is more important than ever. A Faster PC recently conducted a market survey and found that our prices are the least expensive in the area. Some of our competitors charge twice what we charge. Perhaps that's why more customers are turning to A Faster PC. We're helping our customers save money by repairing their computers rather than replacing them.
Now, wait a minute. You mean A Faster PC saves customers money?
A Faster PC offers the most competitive prices for computer repair in our area.
Wait a minute. Technicians that know what they're doing for less than the competition?
That's right. A Faster PC can handle anything from software installs, virus, spyware, and malware, and those annoying pop-ups, to QuickBooks, Metisoft, and SoftIn support, from wireless networks to hardware networks. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. Call 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Welcome back to A Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590, but you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website, afasterpc.com. We have a link that says listen to A Faster PC Radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for A Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions, and we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer streaming, cybersecurity, and technical questions. And, if you have a question, hey, this is your your last chance to get your question answered. So one of the things that we are going to do, though, short of other questions taking us in a different direction, is we are going to talk about Google Manifest 3 and what this means to you, what this means especially if you're using Google Chrome for your browser. Now, one of the things that we have done here at A Faster PC is we have actually encouraged people to and we have actually installed on several people's computers, we have installed what we call browser protection plugins. The reason we're doing this, and by the way, these browser protection plugins block ads and they block malicious sites. And we have two levels of browser protection plugins. One is a basic browser protection plugins, and that blocks ads and malicious sites. And then we have advanced browser protection, which has an additional plugin that actually blocks malicious sites. And we have seen there are some people that have the basic browser protection that still get the malicious attacks. And what am I talking about? Well, when you go to a website out there and you're just browsing the web, let me see, I'll even launch a Microsoft Edge, and let me get over to a full screen so I can show you this. But when we launch Microsoft Edge, even the Microsoft Start page, which is your major, that's the default page that loads up with Microsoft Edge. What happens with that start page is that page by default will have ads on it. Now, you know what? Let me load it in. Let me load this. Let me see here. I'm actually going to launch a new tab. Let me go over to show you this. So I'll roll out my screen and I'll verbally describe this for those that are listening on the radio. Just know that you can head over to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel either right now or right after the show is over. You'll be able actually to see what we're talking about, and you'll be able to see this. So what we're looking at here, the Microsoft Start page. Now this is going to load up the page with some of the browser protection plugins installed and working and protecting this computer. You're going to see various actual articles, and you're also going to see some ads. And some of the articles actually are ads, like the last one that did come up here. It actually says that this is an ad, but it actually comes up as an article. And so it actually comes up even though I have browser protection. Now, if I load this, let's say I want to go to a new in private window. So what this does is it actually loads this screen, and let's see if we can get the Microsoft Start page. It's not going to show, but let's go to msn.com. What you're going to see is you're going to see a lot more ads. And in fact, if you go to foxnews.com, cnn.com, aol.com, whatever news site you go to, you're going to see a lot of ads popping up. These ads are on servers, and those servers are targets. So this ad here, that's actually an image that is stored on a server, and that server is a target by hackers to see if they can actually infect that server. When they infect the server, well, they can either change what's actually going on. They can run their own stuff. They could also install some of their own. They can actually infect the images that are coming up, and you see the second image just came up of a new ad. And so this image, if this image were infected, what could happen on my computer? Now, probably wouldn't happen on mine because I do have a lot of cybersecurity software on here. But what can happen is that can actually launch a malicious website. So it's a website that opens up that says something like, your computer is infected. Do not turn off your computer. Call this number a lot of times it'll claim to be Microsoft, or it'll claim to be something, another product out there that can protect you, a trusted product. If you're using Apple, it might say it's Apple that's actually utilizing, that's actually bringing you the message, and it gives you a number to call, and it says Microsoft support or Apple support or McAfee support or Norton support or something like this. Sometimes it says you've committed a crime and we know you've done this. Call this number so that you can avoid arrest. We've seen messages like that, or we've seen what you're doing on the internet, and we're going to let everyone know if you don't pay us money. So you'll see these types of ads. They are actually launched from a malicious, or from a photo that is actually an ad that is on a page. We've seen it happen right from major websites like CNN.com or the Microsoft Start page. We have seen these types of things happen, and what can happen is, again, it launches a malicious script. And the basic browser protection plugins that we've been using, are uBlock Origin and Malwarebytes Browser Guard. They're totally free. Anyone can actually use them and install them. But Google has been saying for several months that it is going to disable uBlock Origin, which blocks ads. Why are they doing this? Well, they're doing this because they do have ads, especially on YouTube. uBlock Origin has been effective at blocking ads on YouTube. So the people that are using uBlock Origin as a plugin have been able to watch YouTube videos. And maybe, I don't know, a year and a half ago, Google actually had a little bit of a spat with uBlock Origin. And they actually started warning people that were using uBlock Origin, disable the ads, or you're not going to be able to watch videos. And so, and even when you disabled uBlock Origin, you still got a message that there was a problem. You weren't going to be able to watch videos. And then uBlock Origin updated their plugin, and Google was not able to block them on YouTube. And rather than just going back and forth, Google said, well, you know what? We're going to totally eliminate your ability to do this. We're going to come out with Manifest 3. It's going to limit the number of plugins that can be run. It's going to limit the number of things that can be done. It's going to limit the number of content that can be blocked. And we're actually going to make it so that uBlock Origin is not going to even work. And they've been warning for a few months that uBlock Origin is not going to work really soon. And there is uBlock Origin Lite, which blocks some ads, but it's not going to block every ad. And so I'll just actually switch over real quick to Google Chrome just to show you Google Chrome. And so I actually don't use Google Chrome very often. So uBlock Origin is still working, but I would imagine since I'm opening up Google Chrome, it's going to be updating. I'm going to shut this down, and I'm going to get a message, that in fact, I actually even see, I do see Malwarebytes Browser Guard actually working up there. But what's going to happen with this Google Chrome, and we've seen it on a few computers this past week. I imagine we have really probably 1,000 or more computers out there that have our basic browser protection plugins installed. And what we saw on a few of those this past week is that Google actually did cut off and actually implement Manifest 3 so that the plugins are not working as well. We actually haven't seen uBlock Origin stop working yet, but we have seen Malwarebytes Browser Guard stop working, and messages that you have to choose what you're going to block, and really there's only one choice, which is just to kind of notify you, and it doesn't actually really block anything. And so we've actually removed, and customers that are using Chrome, we've removed Malwarebytes Browser Guard, and we've removed uBlock Origin, and we've installed uBlock Origin Lite. Now, we're also recommending that they use a different browser, that they use actually either Google Chrome or excuse me, not Google Chrome, but Microsoft Edge or Firefox. Now, this Manifest 3 will eventually affect Microsoft Edge as well. Edge is very similar to Google Chrome. It's actually a Chromium-based browser. Chromium is the core that Google Chrome is based on. It's also the core that Microsoft Edge is based on, and it's the core that some of the other browsers out there, a lot of the antivirus browsers are based on Chromium. So this is going to affect all of the Chromium-based browsers, including Microsoft Edge. Right now, this is not impacting, it's not impacting right now Firefox. So we're going to encourage you at this point to actually use and utilize Firefox. And in Firefox, you can actually utilize all of the plugins. You're not going to have any issues with any of the plugins in Firefox. You see, I have uBlock Origin, I have Malwarebytes. I haven't had any issues. Now, who knows? Maybe Firefox will make changes, but for right now, they aren't. Again, for right now, all of these plugins are still working in Edge, but eventually these will roll out and they will actually come over, and it will impact even Microsoft Edge. So because it's based on Chromium. Now, one thing we did want to go over also is we wanted to go over how to watch hockey. I know there's hockey fans, and we have videos up on YouTube on how to watch hockey, but you know, things change. Every season's a little bit different. What if you have cut the cord, or maybe you're thinking about cutting the cord, you're a hockey fan, you still want to be able to watch hockey? How would you do so? Well, one of the things that you can do is that you can actually watch some of the games with over-the-air broadcast with a digital antenna. Again, we recommend an outdoor antenna. The outdoor antennas are best. You get the best reception if you mount those on a pole outside, a 20-foot pole. Get it up above the rooftops, and you'll get the best reception. In fact, many of our customers have been able to pick up television from 100 miles away, which means you could pick up from, well, really just think about where you're located 100 miles away. You'll be able to get a lot of channels, and they can be directed. If you don't have that option, you might be able to run the antenna out temporarily to be able to watch that. If not, you can watch it in, put that in your attic or even in your house while you're watching the games. In addition to that, some of the games will be on, and there are some other local broadcasts for some of the local games as well. Now, also, ESPN and ESPN Plus does carry some of these, and TNT carries some of the games as well. Now, you can watch TNT Plus. You can subscribe to HBO's Max, and you can watch TNT Plus on HBO's Max. And so that's how you can watch some of the hockey games, and you'll be able to do that.
And we're coming to the end of today's show, but if you've missed any part of this show, or just want to listen to it again or watch it again, because you can do that at our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can not only hear the show, but also see the show. And when we've described and shown you how to resolve computer problems, you can actually see that and watch it over and over again at our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. You can get there by going to our website at fasterpc.com and clicking on the links. We're open today until 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, we're open from 9 to 5. And next Saturday, we'll be open from 9 to 2. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. here on WPSL. The title to tomorrow's sermon is An Election Prayer. Lord, raise up righteous civil magistrates to deliver us. You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church Facebook page, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. You can find a Faster PC's Facebook page and YouTube channel by searching for a Faster PC on Facebook and YouTube, or by going to our website and clicking on the links. While there, you can actually watch the show, not only hear the show, but also watch the show and see the steps that we go through to actually resolve computer problems. A Faster PC is conveniently located at 7190 South US 1 on the east side of US 1, just north of Rio Mar. We're also on the web at www.afasterpc.com. Again, that's afasterpc.com. And you can reach us at 772-878-5978. Again, 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
The Bible tells us that God creates every human being in His image and that we should protect every innocent human life. The Declaration of Independence says all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Amendment 4 would allow abortion until the moment of birth. Every abortion kills an innocent human life. Choose life. Vote no on Amendment 4.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Allison Keys. This is the final weekend